Welcome to 10-minute yoga for upper body strength. Let's begin rolling our shoulders into our backs and reverse the direction of the circles, rolling your shoulders forward. Just warming up the shoulder girdle. Now bringing our arms up at shoulder height. Let's make small circles going forward with our arms and circling back. And let's make those circles really large. Full range of motion in the shoulders. And reverse the direction of the circles, going as slow or as fast as you feel comfortable with here. Beautiful. Shake it all out. Bringing your arms up to shoulder height, flex at your wrist, then try to touch your fingertips to your wrists. Really flexing those fingers back, trying to touch your wrists. And making your hands flat like you're wiping the surface of a table. Inhale as your fingers go out. Exhale as you draw them towards one another. Really just isolating from the wrist. Flipping the palms over. Inhale as the fingers go out. Exhale as you draw them in. Tiny little movements. Making fists, rotate the wrists in circles in one direction. And reverse the direction of the circles. Opening up the palms now to the sky or ceiling. Pump your bicep and then inhale, open your palms, squeeze your triceps. Pump the bicep, exhale. Inhale, squeeze the triceps, creating your own resistance here. Exhale, pump the bicep. Inhale, squeeze the tricep. Bringing your hands back to your shoulders. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your back. Exhale, squeeze your elbows together in front. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, squeeze your elbows together. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Arms up like a field goal. Inhale. Exhale, press the palms down until you feel tension behind the shoulder. Inhale, lift those palms back up. Inhale. Exhale, squeezing right behind the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Keeping the core tight. Stacking your spine, growing tall through the crown of your head. And arms come down, reach those arms forward and up, palms facing one another. Turn your palms away, swim through the air with lots of resistance. Try to touch those palms together behind the back. And exhale. Inhale, reach those arms forward and up. Exhale, swim through the air. Try to touch those palms together. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Shake it out. Coming to stand at the back of your mat in mountain pose. Feet hip distance and parallel. Roll those shoulders into the back. Inhale, reach your arms all the way out and up. Soft bend in the knees. Exhale, swan dive forward. Coming into a forward bend. Go ahead and walk your hands all the way out into a plank position. Squeezing up your abdominals, reaching forward through the crown of your head, reaching back through your heels. Roll those shoulders into the back, really engaging your upper back muscles, either keeping your knees lifted or lowering them down to the mat first. Slowly bend your elbows, coming all the way down onto your belly. Roll your shoulders into your back. Line up your fingertips with the heads of your shoulders. Press into your palms. And inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower. Two more. Inhaling, pressing into your palms, lift. Exhale, lower. Neck is long, shoulders drawing down towards the backs of the hips. Inhale, lift. And squeeze up your abdominals, pull your hips up and back, tuck your toes. Lift your knees, send your hips up into the air, into downward facing dog. Spreading your fingers wide, bending one knee, sending the opposite heel back and down like a runner's stretch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Pressing both heels back and down. One more deep breath here. And now lowering your knees down to the mat, let's come into child's pose, sinking our hips back onto our heels. Reaching those arms nice and long, bring your forehead to the mat here. And then just lifting your gaze forward to the front edge of your mat. We're going to snake our body right along the mat and then untuck the toes, press into the palms, and lift into a cobra, squeezing and pulling those hips up and back to child's pose. Let's do that a few more times. Look forward, snake the body right along the edge of the mat, pull yourself up into cobra, pressing into the palms, pull those hips up and back into child's pose. Again, lift your gaze, pull your body forward, cobra, squeeze up those abdominals, pull your upper body back to child's pose. Again, look forward, snake, cobra, squeezing up the abdominals, pull those hips up and back, child's pose. 2 more. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, pull those hips up and back, child's pose. 1 last time. Pull the body forward, cobra. Squeeze up those abdominals, pull those hips up and back, child's pose. Good. Rest in child's pose, relaxing the upper body, melting those armpits towards the mat. You can rock your head side to side on the mat here, massaging out your frontal sinuses and your forehead. 1 more deep breath here. And shifting your weight up onto your elbows. Cross your arms and line up your wrists and your elbows here, making sure your hands are sticking out the sides, and then leave your elbows right where they are and interlace your hands together. This ensures that your elbows are perfectly shoulder width apart. From here, tuck your toes under, lift your knees, coming into a dolphin pose, just like downward facing dog, lifting those hips up high and drawing your belly button towards your thighs and your head towards your knees. You should feel this tremendously in your shoulders. Keep drawing your head through your arms towards your legs. And then keep thinking about relaxing the backs of your legs to sink your heels lower down. Lower those knees to the mat, and let's take a child's pose to rest. We've got 2 more dolphin poses. Take a nice deep long breath here. And then shift your weight back up onto your elbows and knees, making sure those elbows are just shoulder width apart. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, come back into dolphin pose. Walk your feet a little closer towards your elbows if you can, just trying to get those hips up even higher into the air, and then lift one leg straight up into the air, kind of like a standing split. Really squeezing up on the glute of the lifted leg, trying to really point that toe nice and high. And then exhale, lower that foot back to the mat and lift the opposite leg up. So as you're lifting one leg, see if you can press the opposite heel back and down into the mat, really relaxing the back of the standing leg. And lower that leg all the way down to the mat. Bend the knees to the mat, sink your hips back, coming into child's pose. Take one deep, long breath here. One last dolphin pose variation. Shift your weight back up onto elbows and knees. Tuck your toes. Lift those hips up into the air for dolphin pose. From here, we're going to do chin taps. So looking forward towards your thumbs, tap your chin onto your thumbs, shifting your weight forward, and then pull your hips up and back. Again, tap your chin to your thumbs and pull yourself back. And we're going to go for about 10 here. It doesn't really matter how many you do. Just do how many you feel comfortable with. And it's not even really about tapping your chin onto your thumbs. So if you can't quite reach your thumbs with your chin, that's totally fine. Just shift your weight forward, pull your hips back, really strengthening the shoulders here. Couple more. And lower those hips all the way down to the mat. One last child's pose. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Shifting your weight back up onto all fours. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees, send your hips up into the air for one final downward facing dog. Spreading your fingers wide, pressing into the pads of your fingertips. How much can you move the weight back into your heels, really lengthening the backs of the legs? Pressing your head towards your knees, your belly towards your thighs. And then go ahead and walk your hands back towards your feet, coming all the way to the back of the mat. Soft bend in your knees, reverse your swan dive, reach those arms all the way out and up. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, hands come to your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.